Steve, what do we have here?
Stan, we've got two beautiful ZZ plants in different sizes, both of them available on our website, but we wanted to demonstrate how nice they look after you put them in a professional setup.
Now, what kind of container do we have here?
Well, the professional setup starts with the container.
Right.
The containers are sold separately on our website, and you can get one like that's a Phoenix cylinder, and you can see it's a very contemporary looking design, good for more modern design interiors. This planter over here is available locally at Home Depot or Lowe's, so you can get your planters from us or you can get them locally, but the important thing is to get the right size for the right planter. So we've sized these correctly, but you can see in both presentations we've hidden the soil, we've hidden the grow pot, and it looks nice and clean and tight.
Now, this reminds me of Old Spanish moss, but it's not. You say they make this. They actually kind of mine it?
Yes, so beyond the planter, you move to the moss. Very important for a finishing touch. So we have two different kinds of moss here. We have the preserved mood moss, which is actually harvested from the forest and preserved with some green dye so it'll maintain its color for a long, long time. And this is American Fibrix moss.
Okay.
And it's made to emulate Spanish moss that you see hanging from the trees in the South.
Sure.
So it's a nice dry product. It's not real Spanish moss.
No.
So it's not alive, but it does provide a nice tight cover for everything that's under the surface there.
Goes well with this nice silver pot.
It does. It does. And it matches just about any kind of pot, but it does. It's a nice professional presentation there.
And I'm sure a lot of people are looking for, what do the professionals, what's the angle they have? Why do they have better results in their appearance than they might if they don't?
It's the finishing touch.
Right.
You get the same plant. And we're going to take this apart so I can show you what you get if you don't get the kit. The kit is the finishing touches, the moss, the foam ring, and we're going to include the soil sleuth. So beyond the moss,
we're actually going to deconstruct one, right?
we're going to deconstruct one. So I'm going to take and I'm going to move this
All right.
ZZ over a little bit, and I'm going to show you what's below the surface. So we start with our moss, and again, this is the American Fibrix moss, and this is the preserved mood moss. So you get to select which kind of moss you want to use
Sure.
when you get the plant. Okay, so I'm going to take all of this off here.
All right.
You can help and just
I'll help
go
take
to-
that off.
Okay, and you can see supporting the moss in this setup is a foam ring that goes between the grow pot and the planter, and it's there to support the moss. Because if you didn't have this ring, the moss would fall between here and you'd lose it. It would disappear over time.
Kind of gives you stability there too. doesn't it?
Yeah, it holds the plant in there nice and tight. So I'm going to take that out. This is foam spacer.
All right.
Also available as part of the kit and sold separately. Okay, so now I'm down to the grow pot. And Stan, when I'm gonna lift this out,
I'll hold the pot.
and I want you to put the pot on the table.
All right.
Very good. Okay, so when you buy the plant from us without the kit or without a planter, you get the liner, which holds the water in a reservoir, and you get the ring. And of course, you can see this is set up with sub-irrigation and capillary matting that's going into the soil profile. These absorb the water from the reservoir and water the plant over time.
Now, these are important because a lot of folks probably don't know when they see something like that, that really does keep this moisture coming back up.
So when you get the plant from us, you have the option of disregarding the sub-irrigation. But if you want to use a sub-irrigation regimen, and we have instructions on how to do that on the site, it allows the plant to go longer between servicing, longer between watering. What we do is we set up a reservoir in the liner, and the plant draws the water from the liner when it needs it.
Which seems like a great idea to me.
So you can wet the soil profile, then as the soil profile draws down, the water draws up in the capillary matting into the soil profile and it waters itself. So again, when you buy a plant from us, you get the plant in a grow pot with the capillary wicks already installed. You get a liner and you get a ring. After that, if you want professional styling, we're encouraging you to go ahead and select the kind of moss you want, and get a foam collar to go with it. And if you buy it in a kit, we'll also include the Soil Probe, which we've demonstrated is a very, very important piece of equipment in the care for your plant.
Sure, it takes the guesswork out of it.
Yep. So if you buy the plant, you get that. We encourage you to consider doing the other things to give it the finished look so it looks nice and tight and it's a great presentation in your house or office.